Today we're waking up in El Paso. We're staying right on the highway. As you can see, it's totally flat. Far as the eye can see, something we're really not used to being from Connecticut.
The first place that we visited was Waco Tanks State Park, just outside of El Paso. It's home to a diverse desert ecosystem, beautiful rock formations, and petroglyphs, both ancient and not so ancient. We also visited the Weiler Aerial Tramway, which had outstanding views of El Paso and Juarez. And then we headed north into New Mexico. We stopped in a small town called Mesilla, which was definitely a bit of a tourist trap, but still had the flavor of old New Mexico. Our next destination was Elephant Butte Lake, the largest lake in New Mexico, and it was amazing coming to this wonderful oasis after hours of driving through the desert. Greetings from the largest bathtub I've ever been in. We are in Truth or Consequences. It's just kind of the absolute middle of nowhere. We're staying at the Sierra Grande Lodge and Spa, and we're gonna soak in the hot springs tub outside tonight. We have this huge balcony out here. It looks out on the whole town. We have this beautiful view of the mountains. It is so beautiful. It just stretches on forever. Truth or Consequences was amazing. It was just this tiny little artist community in the absolute middle of the desert, and the hot springs were really amazing. One of the most healing experiences I've ever had. Hey, so we are at the Albuquerque Museum of Art and History, and we just had some lunch. The drive up from Truth or Consequences to Albuquerque was incredibly beautiful the whole way. We stopped in a little town called Socorro and just had a little coffee and just experience the vibe. So we're at Petroglyph National Monument. We're in Boca Negra Canyon, which you can see is named because it's like a horseshoe-shaped collection of all this volcanic basalt rock. And there are 23,000 petroglyphs, which are rock carvings. So we have arrived at our hotel room in Albuquerque. We're staying at the Hotel Park Central. This is what our room looks like. We got a view of Albuquerque. So we finally made our way to Santa Fe, which is where we spent most of our trip. And one of the amazing things to do there is to tour the many historic churches. And that's something I actually really like doing. I love touring historic buildings and especially churches. Santa Fe is home to the oldest church in the United States. And it's also home to a church that has a miracle staircase. So it's our first day in Santa Fe. We drove up here from Albuquerque this morning. We toured some museums and churches today and having a pretty good leisurely day. We're about to check into our Airbnb. Here we are at our Airbnb, the Casa de Colores. And we have a nice living room with a traditional Kiva fireplace. Then we have a nice little kitchen, which would be perfect for us. The best part is full-size washer and dryer. Super excited about that because I've been wearing the same clothes for like 4 days. Hey, so we're driving through Tesakay, New Mexico, and it is amazing. We have found trees. It's so cute and pretty. There are like little adobe houses everywhere. I'm just so excited to be around trees again. I didn't realize how much I missed them. We are at Bandelier National Monument. It is really incredible here, about 6,000 feet elevation. So we're feeling the elevation a little bit. This was a little town, if you can tell, where about 100 people lived, and these were all little rooms that they lived in. And they also lived up on this cliff, so that's where we're gonna go next.
So we've climbed up to the cliff dwellings, and throughout the park there are these ladders, which Danielle is going up. The top of the ladder is a little house, and they're kind of like little tiny one-room dwellings, and this is where the ancient people lived, and we've had to hike quite a ways to get up here. It's just a really beautiful view of this valley.
Another adventure that we had was driving along the high road from Santa Fe to Taos. As the elevation increases, you climb up out of the desert and into this amazing alpine environment full of pine trees and peaks and even snow. One place we visited in Taos was the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge, which is one of the tallest bridges in America. It's 565 feet tall, and it's also the bridge from the movie Natural Born Killers, which I thought was pretty cool. Another place that we visited in Taos was called Earthship Biotecture. It's a small community of sustainably built homes that provide their own energy, heating, cooling, and even food. The houses are built out of mud, tires, and bottles, and the setting next to the mountains of Taos is spectacular. On the way back, we stopped along the Rio Grande River just to soak in the scenery, which was so pretty. Of course, our travelogue wouldn't be complete without a slideshow of some of the wonderful food we ate.